Welcome back, everybody, to Hayes Tech. I'm Dave Hayes, and this is the channel where we talk about pretty much anything tech, and I do mean anything tech. For those of you that have been following my Telegram chat group, you do know that I've been looking for a video camera to replace my Canon T6i, which I'm going to give away to one of you guys as soon as I hit 5,000 subs. And I've been looking at quite a few different brands. My wife got me this Sony Handycam for Christmas, and you guys have seen a lot of videos made with this camera, and I freaking love it. So I thought, okay, well, how about I look for a 4K video camera and get that? The prices were outrageous. So what did I settle on? I settled on a Panasonic, and it is the Panasonic HC VX981 right here. And it's not brand new, it's what they call open box. My guess is it was a display model, but it doesn't have a scratch on it. It looks brand spanking new. Everything was included, and it only cost me $420 on eBay. So when we come back, we're going to go ahead and jump into the world of Panasonic camcorders. So don't go away. And as always, if you liked my video, don't forget to hit that like button and share my videos. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, think about subscribing. And if you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell icon. That way you get a notification of my videos as soon as I release them. Before we go any further, I just want to say again that whenever I hit 5,000 subs, I'm going to be giving away this camera right here. And this, of course, is my Canon T6i. It's going to come with this lens, which is an 18 to 55 millimeter kit lens, and as you guys can see, it is working just fine. I'll let you guys see Panasonic camcorder there. But again, this camera will go to one of you as soon as I hit 5,000 subs. Now also, for those of you that want to get right to the video quality of this camera that we're reviewing today, I'll put the time stamp right up here where you guys can go directly to that. But I did want to talk a little bit about the history of why I went with Panasonic. When I first started my YouTube channel, I started it out with a Panasonic GH7. I'm going to call it the Panasonic G7 from now on, because that's what I was used to calling it. And I loved that camera. I loved everything about it. You could program every button to do whatever you wanted to do. Very small, easy for me to use. It took a phenomenal video. I mean, the video quality on that thing was awesome. It was in 4K. It did not have a crop like this one does. And there was just so many good things going for it that I kept thinking, why don't more people use it? Well, I found out. The autofocus on it was terrible. It wouldn't stay locked on. And that's what made me decide to go with Canon cameras from then on out. So, you know, here we are. I got a Canon 90D, I've got my M50, I'm giving away my T6i down here. I did think about Canon video cameras when I was looking at getting a video camera, and the prices are about $100 more than what this one cost brand new. But I kept going back to, you know, I love Panasonic cameras. And I looked at the video quality on this camera on a lot of YouTube videos online, and I was impressed. So when you add that up and you add in that, you know, the cost factor, you know, I figured I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to spring for the Panasonic, and I'm going to get in. And I'm not disappointed. Now, with that being said, since I purchased this camera out of my money, and it wasn't something that, you know, was given to me to review or whatever, I can be completely 100% honest with this camera. So in this video, I'm just going to show you basically the video quality of this camera, give you a real quick look around the body of the camera and some of its, you know, buttons and features, and then we'll call it quits on this video. Now, I will be doing other videos on down the line where we're going to go ahead and go into the settings. I'll show you some of the cool features that you can do with it and stuff like that. But for now, again, this is basically just going to be, an introductory video to let you guys kind of get introduced to the Panasonic 4K video camera. Now, getting into the specs of the camera, it does come with a Leica lens on it. It is a 4K HD camcorder with 20 times Leica Dicomar. It's DICOMAR, stabilized lens with Wi-Fi and the capability of hooking into your cell phone and using the camera off of that to get a picture-in-picture kind of thing. Gimmicky, let me tell you guys. I will not be using that feature. Underneath the features, it's ultra sharp 4K, ultra HD recording, plus in-camera editing for 1080p displays. So it does have in-camera editing. Now, the Leica Dicomar lens has an optical zoom of 20 times, okay, 20x. It does have 5-axis image stabilization in it. It's an actual where the lens moves around, so it's not like an electronic image stabilization, but you can go to a 25 times zoom that actually has a hybrid image stabilization. It has both the lens stabilization and it's got electronic kind of combined. Right now I'm running with a lapel microphone on it, so you can hear the audio to it. Audio test 1 2 3, audio test 1 2 3. Whenever you attach a microphone to this camera, and I've heard a lot of complaints that a lot of people couldn't get their microphone to work on the camera, and here's why. The microphones that you use have to have self-power, meaning like this here has a little battery pack. It takes some button batteries. I can't use my awesome Sony stereo lapel mics on that because they're not self-powered. It will take both TRS and TRRS as long as they have their own power source, okay? So there you go. That's what it would look like if we were using this as a vlogging camera. Underneath, really good studio lights. I'm telling you guys, this thing really does surprise me. It looks good. I'm just trying to look, and I mean, it looks really, really good. Now, of course, this is all the way tight, as tight as I can get it. There's some buttons right here, and I don't know if you guys can see them, but you can either, right now it's on, see? You can either just flip this shut and it will power off, but since I want to show you some of the controls, I'm going to go ahead and hit this power button right here. Just press it once, and it powers off. Okay, so the first button here, that's movie picture mode. Then you have your HDR. Then the next button is for Wi-Fi. And then the bottom button is your power button if you want to power on and off. This button here is to release the battery. If you push this forward, the battery will pop off like that. Put it in. You just line up the little notches and snap it in, just like that. The one thing that it does do is when you power this on and off, the lens hood opens up. Now, I don't know if I like that or not. I like it when I can flip it open myself, because if that ever breaks, I'm going to be kind of screwed. But you can actually take it and lift it up. But I don't know if you'd still be able to use the camera if that feature ever broke. So I don't really like it when they have it so that the lens opens up as soon as the video camera powers up. It's powered on. If I just close this, it'll just power off. Now, it does have this lens hood on it, and the lens hood, if you're going to shoot in infrared, which this shoots in infrared, you definitely want to take the lens hood off, and you just grasp it right here. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. You grasp it, twist it, you're basically unscrewing it. It's like the filter on a lens. That's all it is. And you're just going to keep screwing that. It comes off just like that. If you're shooting in night vision mode, take this off, because that little hole blocks the light and it looks crappy. I did shoot this in night vision mode, and I will be rolling in a demo here, in the video. So the tripod mount on the bottom here. This is where your SD card goes, right in the bottom. It does not take micro, it takes the full-size SD cards. I'm running a 120 megabytes per second card in it right now, and I just ordered one that shoots, I think, 160 megabytes per second, and that's what I'm going to be shooting in it. The faster your card is, the better your video quality is going to be, and so I do recommend that. Okay, now I did want to show you about I guess the cold shoot. I dug it out. Right there it is, and it just slides into this slot right here. Okay, just slide it in, and it's that simple. Now I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this, but if you put a microphone on this, you have no room to put your fingers in here to operate the zoom controls. I just don't get it. Again, I told you guys I was going to be completely honest with you about what I liked and what I didn't like, and that is a massive screw up on their part. I'm probably not even going to use this anymore because basically I have a U-shaped plastic thing that your camera goes into, and my microphone can sit on top of that. Then I'll have all kinds of room to be able to use the zoom controls on this. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So in order to take it out, you have to open the door again, and this little button right here, you just slide down, pull out, and it just pulls out. Okay, so again, this little button right here, you slide it down, that will allow that to pull out. As you guys can see right now, it's actually powered up. If I hit the power switch, you just got to touch it. Watch. I just touched it, and it's powered off. So if you want to be able to open and close your door without it turning on and off, just power it off that way, and there you go. Now, as I learn this more, I'll be able to explain it a little bit better, and the next few videos that I make, I'll be able to go over this a little bit more. But there were a couple other items I wanted to talk about. If you flip this door open here, this is how you plug it in to charge it up. This little thing here is for a headphone. I'm just glad that they gave us a headphone port, and it works. Plug headphones in, you can listen to your audio, that way you know that your audio is good and you're not going to have any issues with it. So they do give you a headphone jack. Now it does have the 5.1 channel zoom audio on top of this. The only way you can use the really good zoom audio, according to it, that it's really good, is in 1080p. If you're shooting in 4K, you can't use it, okay? Just so you know. It's got the USB port here, and then of course your HDMI micro or mini port here. It's got an AV jack or an AV port here, and then of course here's your microphone jack. That goes right there. There you go. I think I've covered it about as good as I'm going to cover it on this video. What I want to do now is I want to go outside and let you guys see what the video quality looks like on this. You've already seen what it looks like under good studio lights, which is freaking phenomenal. So now what I want to do is let you see what it looks like if you were just using it as a vlogging rig outside, running and gunning, you know, like that. And you have to deal with all the stuff that you deal with outside, which is sunshine, cloudy days, all that other stuff. So hopefully I didn't forget something. I'm not going to do a comparison of this against the Sony. We'll probably do that in the next video. But let's go ahead and take this outside and see what it looks like. Alright, I am shooting in total darkness. I'm going to try not to trip and fall on myself. So you're seeing this right now in its infrared. And by the way, when I did my test outside, I had the microphone plugged into the earphone jack. So you were hearing the audio coming from the built-in microphones. Right now you're hearing this with my Takstar microphone on, okay? But I did want you to see what this looks like. Now we're going to take it outside. I'm going to let you guys see what night vision mode looks like. outside. But if you're, you know, like a ghost hunter, you could actually use this, you know, for one of those. We are now outside shooting in the dark, and I mean, it's not like pitch dark, but it's dark. My other cameras would definitely not be working right now. As you guys can see, this is the infrared or night vision shot you can expect from this camera, and it is in 4K. Now, if you wanted to use this as, like, if you're going to be out hunting or out hiking, you know, at night on a trail, I would recommend getting yourself an infrared flashlight, okay, to extend the ranges, because this thing, as long as it's got an infrared light source, it's going to be able to, you know, to view whatever you're looking at. So there you go. I did want to let you guys see what it looked like shooting under its night vision mode, which really surprised me. Is it allows the night vision mode to be shot in 4K, which is phenomenal. That's it for my night vision test. It's cold, I'm in shorts. Let's go back in the house. Okay, so I'm testing out my Rode video mic, and I'm using this little rig. It's called a Z-Grip. When you try to put a microphone on the cold shoe mount that comes with this thing, you can't reach the zoom, nothing. I highly recommend something like the Z-Grip, and I'll try to inset what it looks like in here. I just figured I'd bring you guys along. I'm dropping Noah off at school, and when I drop him off, I'm going to try to take some shots with it today. Let you guys see what this looks like shooting outdoors. Again, I'm using my Rode video mic on it. Okay, here's something that I really don't like about this camera, number one, and I'm starting to find things right away that I don't like. When using a microphone on this camera, I heard a lot of people say that they couldn't get microphones to work on this camera. Well, the reason they can't get a microphone to work is because you have to have a microphone that has its own power source, okay? Like this Rode video mic, it has a 9-volt battery that goes right into the microphone. I have a lapel mic that takes a AA battery that goes right in the line itself, that you can turn it on and off. So if you have a microphone that does not have its own power source, it's not going to work on this. And both TRS and TRRS microphones will work on this. Although, if you use a TRRS microphone, you're going to have to use the adapter to adapt it down to a TRS. All the reviews that I've watched on this camera, they're very good reviews, but you guys know I go really in depth and try to give you as much information as you guys can get with this. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and just take some shots of the surroundings. Okay, the last thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show you what this camera comes with when you get it in the box. It does come with a lens hood. Comes with the cold shoe mount. Comes with a book. You gotta have a manual, I'm telling you. Also, they have a online manual that you can go to on Panasonic's website, and the manual is actually for the HC-WXF991 and the HC-VX981. Comes with a HDMI. This is a HDMI mini to standard HDMI, and this is your USB 2.0, your wide USB 2.0 to your micro USB 2.0. That you would want to use if you were going to, say, live stream with it or something like that. And I think that's it, except for the charging cable. Yeah, and the charging cable I actually have out there, it comes with a brick. You know, so kudos to Panasonic for at least supplying a charging brick along with it. So that's just awesome. We are getting the first shots out of my Panasonic camcorder. It is after 5 o'clock, and sun's going down very quick, so it's not going to be the greatest. And also, sky is completely cloudy and it is snowing, so take that for what it is. Now we'll go ahead and flip this around and I'll use it like a vlogging rig. Okay, so right now I'm using it kind of like a vlogging rig. Now I am running it in its manual settings. One of the things I do recommend is in the lighting area, I have it set to 0. They had it set at +3. I don't know why they had it set all the way to +3, but they did. And a lot of the shots were blown out, okay, especially out here in the snow. Also, you do have a square that focuses around human faces. And right now it is, I got a square around my face, so it is telling me that it's focused on my face, and I can't wait to do the editing and check it out on my computer and see what it looks like. So you know, and you guys, you know, tell me what you think. Now again, remember, okay, it is almost dark, and there are nothing but clouds in the sky, and it's snowing, so I am not going to get the greatest picture. This is not my 90D, okay? It's just not going to happen. But the colors on my jacket are true to form. The colors on my shirt are true to form. It looks good. Skin tones look good. I'm actually quite impressed with it so far. And I was going to be harsh reviewing this. And there are some things that I do not like about it, and I will bring it up. Okay, so we are now recording in 4K 30. We're going to go ahead and walk around so you guys can see what it looks like. I also have the image stabilization turned on. I will be using my Sony microphone and my Zoom H1N audio recorder. But what we're going to do now is we are going to test for image stabilization in 4K 30, and just so you guys can see the picture quality. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the mountains over here so we can show you what the 20x optical zoom looks like. So let's go ahead and go for a walk. Okay, so now this of course is shooting with the sun to my back. It's not going to be the best image. If I turn with the sun on the back side of the camera, that's going to give you the best image as far as the camera is concerned. But of course that's going to be blowing out my face tones and all that. But that's not really what we're looking at right now. What we want to do is I want to walk, test out the image stabilization in 4K. Now I do have the camera mounted on my VX981 tripod. If you guys are looking for a really light but high quality tripod, don't overlook VX981. I think I paid like $70 for this thing, and I'm telling you what, it is awesome, and it's super light. So, you know, there you go. This is going to give it a really good test of the image stabilization because, as you guys know, with my second stroke, walking for me is not very stable. I wobble quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back up here closer to the driveway. I'm going to go ahead and focus in on the mountains over there and see if I can't get a nice image of the mountains zoomed in. All right, this is not a good day to record, especially with my 90D. It is really, really bright. The sun is hitting me right on, but I want to get this done. So I threw my ND filter on my Canon 90D, and let's go over to the camera. Now again, I have this at its standard zoom. I'm going to go ahead and zoom over on that mountaintop over there. This is 20x optical zoom. There you go. That's 20x optical zoom. There is no digital enhancements whatsoever in this, okay? So what I'm going to do now is we're going to zoom back out. We're going to go to the 25x digitally enhanced optical zoom, which means it uses both optical and digital to zoom, okay? Okay, so I just now switched that over to the 25x digitally enhanced optical zoom. So let's go ahead and zoom in on that mountain, and I'll show you what it looks like with just 5 times stronger zoom, but a little digitally enhanced. And man, the wind's blowing, so. All right, we are going to go ahead and zoom in on this again. This time we have .5x added onto that 20 times zoom. So it's got 5 times stronger zoom, but it's using digital cropping in order to do that, okay? So there you go. We're gonna go ahead and back it out. And next we're gonna go to the 50 times. Now, this one here is pretty much pure digital, and it's their 60 times. That's 60 times digital zoom. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Okay, so we are going to zoom in on that same mountain. This time we are going to 60 times with digital zoom. It's going to zoom in a lot further now. Okay, we are zoomed in at 60 times. Now remember, this is pretty much all digital zoom. And last but not least is going to be 1,500 times digital zoom. So what I'm looking for, and I can't see it very well because the sun's shining on the screen, I'm looking to see just how optically clear this is going to look. So let's go ahead and zoom back out. All right, we're zoomed back out. Now we're going to go to 1,500 times. Okay, so now we are at completely digital zoom, but this time we are at 1,500x. So that's 1,500 times digital zoom. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on the same I'm going to zoom in on the same area. Try to do it as smooth as I can because this is going to get shaky. Even though I'm on a tripod, it is going to get shaky. Now we're going to go 1,500 times. Remember, that last one was only 60 times. This is going to be 1,500 times. We're going to give it some time to settle. See, it's not going to focus very well. So you guys can see how 1,500 times zoom is not going to be very usable. So there you go. I mean, it looks like crap. We're going to go ahead and zoom back in again. Right about there, it actually looks usable. And, you know, so again, you have to ask yourself, is that 1,500 times zoom really usable? No, I don't think so. I think 60 is maximum. I'm going to stick to the 20 times optical only. Maybe every once in a while I'll go to the 25 times enhanced digital / optical zoom. But there you guys go. All right, well, that gives you a good idea of what the zoom looks like on this and gives you an idea what this looks like outside on a nice day because the sun's shining today. So let's go ahead and get back to the video. Okay, I've been trying to use the 1080p instead of the 1080i, I'll have to put it, again, I'll have to annotate it up here, but apparently for me to use the inbuilt microphone that's on the camera, it won't store whatever I'm recording on an SD card. I don't know where it's recording at. I'll have to read up on that. So now I have it on MP4 1080p. So before I was running MP4 4K, but here you go. This is what the image stabilization looks like in 1080p. what I'm going to do is a slow motion shot. And again, this is the third time I've recorded this. Hopefully you guys can see what the stabilization looks like. And I'm just, I've got it hooked on a tripod, and I'm just holding the tripod either against my hip or just freehand. So I'm going to set this up. I'm going to throw a snowball at my truck. Let's see what that looks like in slow motion. Throw another snowball at my truck. And believe me, with my right, after my second stroke, me throwing something is really screwed up. Here we go. There's one. And here we go. There we go. That one should look fine. So that lets you see what 1080p 60 frames per second looks like on this video camera. So this time I think I got it. We're gonna go ahead and go in. I'm gonna go ahead and finish editing this video. So I want to just go to their website real quick and read some of the features that they have written. A 4K HD camcorder with 20 times Leica Dicamar stabilized lens with Wi-Fi twin video camera. Now that is on the other camera, not this one, okay? This one only has one camera. The only way you get another view is to use your cell phone, connect it to Wi-Fi with this camera, and then you get that picture-in-picture, which I think is stupid. It's got ultra-sharp 4K Ultra HD recording, plus in-camera editing for 1080p displays. It's got the Leica Dicamar lens, optical 20 times zoom. It's got 5-axis hybrid optical image stabilization. From what I understand, the hybrid optical image stabilization is when you go to 25 times zoom as opposed to just a 20 times zoom. I don't know, I might be wrong. But I do know that the lens moves around a little bit, and it uses electronic image stabilization as well, as where it cuts in on the picture a little bit to help stabilize it. 4K in-camera post-cropping, panning, zooming, and subject tracking stabilization features eliminates the need for complete editing software. No, let me tell you what, you definitely want good editing software. It's got the Wi-Fi connected mobile device twin camera feature, adds multi-camera scene picture-in-picture recording, and that is something I am definitely not going to be using. I'm probably not even going to demo it for you guys, because to me it's really gimmicky. Exclusive high definition range HDR. Now that only works in 1080p, but that's the HDR mode reduces the overlay high contrast look created by overexposed and underexposed shooting conditions. The way they do that is by shooting two separate images. I don't know how they do it, but they're doing it. And then they take those two images, overlay them, and you get a really good image out of it. And we'll show that. I'll take it outside and we will shoot it like that. Believe me, you're looking at it right now and it's shooting in its automatic position. I'm not shooting in manual, I'm shooting this in automatic right now, and it's, I think, the standard plus setting. That's it, guys. I know I've kept you long. I've kept you way longer than what I wanted to do. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. That does help me out a lot. Share my videos. Don't forget, whenever I hit 5,000 subs, I'm going to be giving away my Canon T6i right here. It's going to go with this 18 to 55 millimeter lens that actually came off of my Canon 90D. So be looking for that as soon as I hit 5,000 subs. That's pretty much all I have. I want to thank each and every one of you. I really do appreciate it. Be looking for more videos on that camera coming soon. I want to learn the camera a little bit more so I can, really get in and show you all the features. And I'll probably break that down into a couple different videos. One will be diving into the settings and setting your camera up. And then the other one will be all the different shooting angles and modes and features. Even some of the features I don't use, I'll try to show them in that video. But I think this video's went way, 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 way long enough as it is. So, I hope you liked the video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one.